Hello everyone, it is Lucy here and we are back with another video. In today's video we are doing a build. This build is for a family that I'm playing off camera. It's a family that I've been playing with just to kind of get a handle on the new pack, and I know it's been a while since the new pack came out, so I don't even know if people are really interested in it anymore, but I've been like super interested in it. But I also have been playing a lot of Dreamlight Valley, so that's been taking up a lot of my time, and playing a little bit of Sims off of camera just to kind of, like I said, get a handle on the new pack so that I'm not like fumbling all the time with the new pack. I feel like in the burrows I was kind of fumbling a little bit, and there is a glitch going on in my game with the newborns, and it's taking them a really long time to be able to eat or get fed. Also, getting them in their high chairs and stuff like that. So I figured with my family that I'm playing off camera, I was going to just move them to just a one-story home, because they were in this massive, huge home that I built and I put up on my channel not too long ago, and it had like a downstairs and an upstairs and all of these stairs in their homes, and it was taking the mom forever just to get the infant from like one part of the house to another part of the house, and it was just getting really obnoxious. So I decided to just move them all together and put them on one story home, and I had them in a different like one story, just all same floor home, and I was putting them in the new world just because I wanted to kind of like see how that was, and I didn't really like it. I don't really like the lots over there, so I decided that I'm going to just put them back into Newcrest, and we can just kind of go visit the new world. I'm not sure if there's like too much to do over there, but I noticed they have like a library and things like that, so that might be kind of fun to go visit and stuff. But so far, I'm just going to move them into Newcrest again, and I want them to be able to bring their treehouse with them, so I did leave a little portion in the backyard for them to bring their treehouse. We do have a pool in the backyard, and I don't know about you guys, but for me, for Sims, especially for my families that I play on my own, I like to make them have this huge backyard where they can sit and like do different things outside, because I don't know about you, but in the real world, that's what I do in the summertime. Like my kids and I are always outside. We're like playing in the water, and we're having cookouts and like doing a bunch of things outside, just because it's just so beautiful in the summertime, and it's just so good to be outside and so warm. And so that's what we do. So I decided that that's what I like to do in my games, but I don't have a pool. So I always put a pool in my backyard for my Sims, because one, you don't have to clean it in the Sims and you don't have to do any maintenance on it. And two, it's just beautiful and I love it. And the kids can play out there and they can swim and they can have fun. And I just figured it would be so cool, like especially with this new pack, when you have your children playing in the pool and then they run to their treehouse and they're like, playing pretend in their treehouse with their friends, or whatever, because I really want the family that I'm playing with, I really want them to start making friends in the neighborhood and things like that. So and having the daughter like have sleepovers and things like that. But also, what I don't like about this pack, which I will say, is I don't know if I really like the sleepover option in the pack. It's a really, really cool concept, like don't get me wrong, I think it's kind of cool that you can choose the time, and you can choose the time frame that they stay, and like they can come over after school and then they can stay all through the weekend. But what I don't like about it is that you can't control your Sims. So like say I had this situation with the family that I'm playing with now, and she went over to her grandmother's house for the weekend, and I couldn't play with the daughter. Like she was a non-existent Sim in the household, so we'd have to cook meals and then call her to the meal so she could eat, and then she'd go to sleep whenever she wanted. She would just stay up whenever she wanted, and then she'd have ice cream for breakfast because I couldn't call her over to have ice cream, and it was a whole big mess. So I really like the way I usually do it, which is the way I usually do it is I just add them to the family for the weekend, and then I'll just move them back into their family once the weekend's over. So that's what I like to do, because that way there you can play with the Sim and you can kind of have them partake in different activities if you want them to. So if the grandma cooks a meal, she can have a little bit of the meal and you don't have to call her to the meal. And then I didn't realize, but with the ice cream machine, you can't call them to have ice cream. So basically, we just sit in the fridge, and then the next morning, the daughter would be hungry and she'd go to, or the granddaughter would be hungry and then she'd go to the fridge and eat the ice cream. So it was just kind of annoying. But I like the way I do it. I just like to move them in to the family and then just kind of move them out once I'm done, once I'm done with the sleepover. So that's the way I like to do it. So, yeah, I think I'll just continue to do that, even though it's a really cute concept. And I really like that they bring an overnight bag and like, you know, have that overnight bag in the house. And I just think that's really cool concept. But I wish that they would have made it somehow that they're added to the family for that time frame, and then they'll just leave the family, which I don't think they can do that. But I think that would have been a cooler concept if you could just have them be a part of the family for that time frame, and then once they're gone from your family. So, or just some way that you can control them, which I think they'd have to be added to the family. So that's my only issue with it. It might be better like when they have sleepovers to just have them come over like that instead of adding them to the family, because depending on how big your family is, you can't add more than I think 7 Sims or 8 Sims to a household. So if you have like 3 friends that you want to have come over and stay the night, it might be kind of fun to just do it that way. Then you don't have to control them either, and they're not in there. And so whatever their needs, if they're depleting, who cares? Like, they're not a part of your family, and they're not going to ruin your time. So that might kind of be fun to like play around with once my sim off of camera gets friends, or if we have Dakota get friends from our Let's Play. That may be kind of fun to like play around with and see how that works. But as of right now, it's becoming a little bit of a pain to have my Sims have this time with their grandparents and then I can't play them, which is really annoying. But it might be, like I said, it might be fun once they have like friends and stuff and they're like creating a sleepover in their house or whatever. With this particular Sims family, I did put in a bunk bed in the daughter's room, which I haven't used bunk beds in a while, but they have a new bunk bed that came with the pack, so I decided to use that. I also used that flower that came with the pack. I really like that they're having a lot more splash pads as well. So that flower that's over in the corner, that's a splash pad, so you can turn it on in the summer and it will like shoot out water, which is kind of cool. I haven't really touched the sprinklers since the new pack because they have like spheres that you can put outside that also sprinkle out water so that the kids can play and run around. They also have mushrooms as well. They're kind of like a little splash pad as well. So I haven't used sprinklers, and I used to use sprinklers. That's what I used before I got this pack. I put sprinklers out because in the summertime you can turn the sprinklers on, you can have your kids play, and even the toddlers can play in it. I'll be interested to see once the kids age from an infant to a toddler if they can play in the splash pad as well. I'm assuming that they can because they can play in the sprinkler. But I do like that little pool that the toddlers can kind of sit in and play. That's really fun. And yeah, I'm just really excited for this new pack. Like I said, I think my favorite season in the whole game is summer, which is really unfortunate because I really liked seasons when it came out. Like, I really liked it. I liked Sims 4 Seasons, but I just really like the summer, and I think that's what we had. Like, that was all year round. When the game first came out, we had no seasons. So it's just interesting to me that that's pretty much the season I like to play in. But it's just because there's so many things to do now in the summer, and like your Sims won't get like super cold, which is what you run into in the spring and the fall and the winter. When it's really cold out, they have like an issue with they could possibly freeze to death. So it just becomes like a huge issue. And I do like in the seasons, what I do like about that pack is that in every neighborhood or every world, they have a neighborhood that has the rink in it. So like the ice skating rink or the roller skating rink. So that's kind of fun to do in the spring and in the winter time. You can take them to that specific neighborhood and they can go and have a hot chocolate and have like different items at the booth. And then like they can go and skate around, which is kind of fun. So they can do that with family as well. And I have been playing with elders off of camera as well because they are able to like partake in like different family like functions. Like you can have them partake in like puzzles and stuff like that. So that's been a lot of fun to do. They can also get passed, like you can have somebody come over and you can pass your infant to somebody else so they can take care of the infant while you go and do what you need to do, which I think that's kind of a cool aspect. But then like the person doesn't really know what to do with them, so I think they end up just setting them down on the ground anyways. But it's kind of cute that they added that you can like pass them off to family members if you want to, and you can even show your infant to family members if you want to, or anyone really that you're friends with. You can show them off, which I think that's kind of cute that they added that into the game. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I know in our Let's Play that we have a love interest, so that will be kind of interesting. I wonder if they're going to have any more kids. We have a lot more gameplay to go with our Let's Play, so I'll be interested and excited to see what happens. But like I said, just been doing a little bit of gameplay off of camera just so that I'm not fumbling around on camera with the burrows, and I kind of know what I'm trying to do. I know that there's so many things that we haven't even, like so many milestones that we haven't even explored with Dakota, because I've been finding out new milestones on my own time that we haven't explored with Dakota. So I think I want to do those, but probably not too much longer. Just because I kind of want to explore like the toddler stage again, and the child stage, and then also for the teens we now have a new pack because I ended up purchasing the high school pack because that was on sale, as well as the Dream Home Decorator pack, and I'll be interested to play with the high school one just because I know you can take your kids, your teens to high school and you can play with them at school. So that would be kind of fun to explore with Dakota as well, even though that was a pack that came out a really long time ago, but it'd be kind of fun to like do that. So we'll see. And then we also, I think that would make our Let's Play kind of done because I don't really want to bring Dakota to like college or anything or do anything after that. I just kind of wanted to play with the family. We might not. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if they're going to be even bringing out any more packs for the game because I've been hearing rumblings that they're really working hard on The Sims 5. So I don't know when that is coming out, but that might be coming out, I don't know, soonish, maybe next fall. I don't know. I don't think they really like tell too much until bam, it's out. So yeah, even though I think when I first got The Sims 4, I pre-ordered it like a year in advance because I didn't know that it was coming out a year in advance. Or no, I think the person that bought it for me didn't really know that it was coming out a year in advance. That's what it was. And so they bought it for me a year out, and I had to wait a whole year for it to come out, and I was just so sad. So yeah, I was just like sitting there waiting for it to come out so that I could get my hands on it so I could start playing. So I'll be interested to see what they do with The Sims 5. I know that they're already starting to build the world. I think some stuff leaked about that. And I think even a whole video on the world that they're creating leaked. So that was kind of interesting to see that. But we'll see what happens with it. I think it'll be kind of fun. I hope they include the stuff that they're supposed to include in the base game. I feel like that was such a huge disappointment when they came out with The Sims 4. They didn't really include a lot of the stuff that I feel like should have been included in the base game. Like pools was really disappointing. Hot tubs was really disappointing that you didn't have those. And then you had to like have like a whole pack for, I think it was like a whole pack for, backyard stuff was the pack I think that brought the hot tubs out and all that stuff. It was really disappointing. So I don't know. I just hope that they do a little bit better this time and know what the fans want. And the fans basically, I think all of us collectively want Sims 1, Sims 2, and Sims 3 all, in a game, so it's like we want all of those features that were in those base games in our new base game or in our new generation. So I would just hope that they would do that. So hopefully they learn their lesson. We'll see though, because there was a lot of outrage. I remember there was a huge outrage about that. And I will say, when I got Sims 4, it was a lot of fun like the first couple days, and then I was like, oh, there's not a whole lot of stuff I can do with this game. So yeah, not a whole lot of stuff I could explore which was kind of disappointing. And then I started watching people on YouTube, and there was like so many things that I didn't even know were in the game, like the tree in Willow Creek was in the game, and I didn't even know that. So that was kind of fun to actually go and explore. And it's kind of like, it would be kind of funny if like there was a way for you to like strip your game down to like base game when it first came out and be like, wow, such a huge difference from all of the packs that we have now, and like all of the items that we have now. It would just be a huge difference, I feel like. But it is kind of like nostalgic thinking about how far away that was. That was like, I think that was like what, like almost 10 years ago now. I think it came out in like 2014. Was that, or I think 2014 it came out. So like, yeah, almost 10 years. That's insane. So, kind of crazy. But anyways, that's a long time ago. I feel like, and yeah, be kind of cool though for now. But we have so many things now, like the backyard stuff is like so much fun. Having all of these different packs that I have now, I don't know if I could go back to a base game that didn't have anything. So be kind of interesting though. But yeah. And then we're just adding in, sorry, getting all nostalgic about The Sims, just because I've been hearing so many rumblings about the new The Sims 5 and everything, and when is it going to come out, and what's it going to have in it, and there's so many people in the community that just are so impatient and just want to know everything, and I'm one of those people. I'm very impatient. Like, I want to know everything, but of course I can't say everything, because then it wouldn't be a surprise, and it wouldn't be exciting, so... but I'm hopeful that will come out soon, although I don't know if I will purchase it right off. I think that I'll probably wait and see what the reviews are on it first, and kind of, I don't know. What I used to do is I used to buy the packs like immediately when they came out, and then I kind of stopped doing that with The Sims 4. Kind of halfway through, I kind of stopped doing that because I was like, I don't know, like... sometimes like the packs are just not that great, or they're not worth it, or whatever. So I think what I might do is just kind of wait until I kind of see the rumblings of it on Twitter or wherever I'm kind of looking at my news, and just kind of see what people are saying about it and what fans are saying about it. And I'll kind of like watch some gameplay probably of it as well, because like unlike a lot of the Sims players, like I don't have access to the games before they come out. So I'm buying these with my own money, and so I kind of want to see first what it's going to be like before I go out and buy it. Because I think when the first Sims game came out, it was pretty expensive. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it'll be interesting. I think the graphics will be pretty cool. I know like when The Sims 4 came out, and then when I tried to go back to play The Sims 3, I was just like, oh no, the graphics. So I have a feeling it's going to be probably like that. Although I feel like the graphics are pretty good in this game, but I mean, you never know. I mean, they can make them even better. So, it'll be kind of interesting to see what happens when it comes out. I'm wondering. I think there's always going to be people that are not going to be happy with it. So I'll kind of have to suss it out and see what I feel, and see what I feel like for myself when it comes out, when eventually it will come out. But like I was saying, I did put in the bunk bed because I haven't played with bunk beds in so long. So I put in a bunk bed for the child because actually when I was building this, one of my kids was asking for a bunk bed, and I was like, oh, you gave me a good idea for a Sims house. I really want to play with bunk beds again. And yeah, so I put the bunk bed in, and then I really noticed that they put in a new bunk bed. So they have a double bed, and then there's a bunk bed above it. So like a twin bed that's above it, and then a double bed on the bottom. So I just think that's kind of cool. I don't know if that's like for a teen with a child, like if you have to share a room with your like little sister or whatever, little brother. And then you have a bed, you have a bigger bed, and then they have the little one that's on the top. So that probably could be it if you don't really have a whole lot of room, or you're building on a budget, or whatever, whatever you're doing. So it would just be kind of interesting to use that bed probably. I don't know. But anyways, you guys, I think I'm going to end the talking portion right here. We're pretty close to the end of the video, so I'm going to end my talking portion right here. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I really hope you enjoyed this build. Sorry about going on tangents. I didn't really talk about the house too much, but it's pretty usually self-explanatory building houses because you can kind of see everything I'm doing. So, but anyways, like I said, I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Please stay tuned to the end because I have screenshots and everything and how everything came together. So, but yeah, I will talk to you all very soon.